a business plan needed? What is the purpose of having a business plan? I've been in business for umpteen years and I don't have a plan and things have been working for me. Why do I need a plan? What can a plan do for me? And all of those fun questions are some of the questions that I get, which makes this presentation so exciting. And I'm just so excited to get started. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right on in there. Again, I am Trenae Watson. I am the visionary consultant of TLW Consulting. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm an entrepreneur, a student, a strategist. But most importantly, what do I do? It doesn't matter who I am. What do I do? I work with clients to help with business consulting. I do business plan prep, accountability coach. I'm a little tough on my clients, but I keep you on track. I keep you on target. I assist with your business launching, goal setting, time management, personal planning, strategic planning. Even if it's not a business that you want to do, I think planning is so essential to the success and longevity of it. So let's jump into it. We know that there are so many businesses, so many people have great ideas, but what stands people apart? You know, some businesses, people fail, they don't make it. So can anybody guess what percentage of businesses fail within their first year?
Is it in like the 75%?
Oh, wow, 75%. Okay. So it's not that high. It's not that high. So 20% of businesses fail within their first year of startup. Listen, sis, I'm trying to make it so y'all are not a part of that 20%. We don't want to be a part of that 20%. Can somebody say, let's be a part of the 80? Can we say 80?
80.
Let's stick with the 80%. Okay. So some of the reasons why businesses are failing within that first year started for the wrong reasons. Listen, as an entrepreneur, you know, some days are going to be tough. If you do not know and are in tune with your why, there are going to be some problems. Because on those tough days, the why is what's going to push you over and continue to make you want to continue. You know, like if you don't know, or if your why is not strong, on some days it's going to be like, I'd rather go to bed. This is not even worth it. Also, next, no market or too small of a market. Listen, when you are starting a business, a part of that is understanding who is your target audience. Knowing if there is a market, if you want to do shirts and I want to do shirts and your shirt's going to say go sis and my shirt's going to say go sis, and we both on the same block, how many people gonna be buying my shirts and your shirts? And if it only say go sis, it's only 7 days a week. So the longevity of that, what does that look like? Poor management. How many people have worked for organizations that had poor management? I think that's why a lot of people decide to go and be entrepreneurs. Like, I don't want to work for anybody like that. Poor management, poor leadership. You want to make sure that your business structure is set up as such that you are not just a fly by night. Make sure your management is just set up. The whole structure, your business is organized. So those that are working for you, they know that they're following a clear, concrete vision. Insufficient capital. Let's talk about insufficient capital. A lot of times you start with this great idea and you spend a lot of money before you even begin to make any money. And by the time it's time to buy products, you no longer have any money. So that is why it's so important to plan out how much money you're going to need. Not just how much money you're going to need for a website or marketing and branding or consulting, or you're going to need to know how much money you're going to need for the longevity of your business. That also comes up with your projections to figure out if it's worth it, if it's worth the investment. The next one, wrong location. You know, when you are choosing a location, you want to choose one that's going to warrant you getting the business that's going to make it worth it. If you're picking a location where you're spending $1,500 a month on rent and you're not even making $1,500, it starts to be, is this worth it? Over expansion. So let me tell you a story. A business owner decided to expand prematurely, in my opinion, and the cost of their products had to influx like substantially in order to keep up and maintain with rent and to make a profit. And it's like, you have not built that clientele yet. So to expand too early is also lack of planning. Next, no social media or website. I talk to so many business owners who have no website. They have no social media presence. You want to know what I do when I talk to them? I send them right to my good girlfriend, Vini Solutions, because that's not my expertise. However, it's needed. Businesses, people want to know that they are investing in not just a mom and pop shop. They want to know that they are investing in a substantial business, a business that is real, and we live in a world where, guess what? Social media is real to people. People believe what's on the internet is real. And because this is the world that we live in, we have to be able to show up. Having that social media presence is so important. And so when you don't have it, you're losing out on clients. So what does all of this sum up to be? Poor planning. This is how you end up in the 20% versus the 80%. And again, can I get somebody to say 80%?
80%.
We're looking to be in that 80%. So 25% of businesses make it to 15 years or more. Sis, I'm trying to get you to the 25%. That 25. So we did want to be in the 80%. But as you see, 45% is going to fail within the first 5 years. 65% is going to fail within the first 10. We want to be in the 25%. Can somebody say the 25%?
25%.
One of my favorite lines is to fail to plan is to plan to fail. So if we are thinking about planning and the fact that we're looking to grow and to make it to 15 years, we have to get our business plan in place. And when we're getting our business plan in place, it's not just for the right now. When you do, I see a lot of businesses that offer business plans. The business plan is just a one-time thing. When you're doing a business plan, it's going to be very important for you to look at expanding. Always make room for expansion. So because you're looking to expand, you have to keep in mind that what your business is looking like today is not going to be your plan 5 years down the line. So you have to leave room for error. You have to leave room for the pivot. The pivot is what's most important, because you can start out a plan right now and then decide in 3 months, if it's not working, that you might need to pivot slightly. Think about all of the businesses that started right before COVID. They had to pivot or they were going to fail. So having a plan in place that allows you room for error, room for progression, room for expansion is going to be so important to business owners. And guess what? If you've already started your business, it's not too late to push it out to say you want a nail plan for the next 15 years. If you've already made it 5, great. If you've already made it 1, great. Let's continue. But you want to plan. Everybody plans for stuff. When your kids are going back to school, I have 2 small children. So when it's time to go back to school, they go to private school. I have to get uniforms. I have to get school supplies. I have to get book bags because I am that extra parent that I want the cute little names on them. And then you have to get the lunchbox and you have to get the little names on it. And then, that takes planning. The first day of school just does not show up and we have everything we need. And guess what? Those that have children know when you have children, you have to plan for the unforeseen. Sometimes you have to pivot. So So what does this mean for you? What this means for you is that when you are planning for your business, you want to start thinking about having these things in place. This is a basic business plan layout. Your executive summary, your company description, those are all self-explanatory. Let's start talking about this market analysis. The market analysis is going to answer some of the questions that we talked about earlier. Wondering if we are overexpanding too soon, wondering if the market is there, wondering if the market is large enough for your business, whether or not it's too small, whether or not it's too saturated. You know, if you have a business that's overly saturated in one area, you might want to do it in another area that is still a hidden gem. And you can really be onto something versus going to doing it where it's already been done. Organization and management, this is also key. When you're looking to plan your business, you want to know what your setup is. When I sit down with my clients and we talk about our business plans, we always go through the staffing and building your business brand and what does that look like for the whole organization. I always have like this joke of we're not doing a mom and pop shop. We're running a Fortune 500 company. And this isn't to say anything bad about mom and pop shops, but it is to say we have to enlarge our thinking. We have to think on a larger scale. If we think on a larger scale, when we get there, we're not like in culture shock. We've already have things in place that can handle where we're going versus when we get there. Think about it. Think about like what happens when businesses aren't prepared for the rush. So many people are like, I want to grow. But then when you get 10 orders, you're flustered and you don't even know how to handle the 10. Sis, you're struggling with the 5. So this is where the organization and management comes in, having in place, even if you aren't hiring staff today, knowing where you will need to hire. That way, when you have the structure in place so that when the time does come, you already know. All I have to do is find the person. I just have to find the person. What I need is already there. It's already in place. We've done the hard work. My goal when I work with clients is to do the hard work in the beginning so that when you actually launch your business, it's smooth sailing because we've done the hard work. So your service and product line, knowing what you want to do, your marketing and sales, this is going to be important, especially if you have not started your business yet. I always suggest doing a test run, doing a pop-up shop. Let's see what those sales are looking like so that we're not over expanding, so that we aren't putting ourselves over our heads, so that we can start creating some revenue early on. And then another big question that people ask or people say, I'm sorry, excuse me. I apologize. Funding requests. People want to get funding, but have no business plan. Where that's going to happen at? Would you give somebody money and they don't have no plan? When you go get a car, you got to show them your job, your pay stubs, and all of that. That's a plan to pay. So you have to keep in mind when you are going to be requesting money, what those steps look like. And that's a whole nother workshop. But today, these are some of the things that are going to put you in position so that when you are looking for funding, you're in a position that looks competitive. Because believe it or not, people are starting businesses each and every day. There are 10 businesses starting today with the same idea that you have. It's going to be what sets you apart. Definitely what sets you apart. And then financial projections. This is going to be very important, which is why I mentioned doing like those pop-up shops. That way you can say, okay, well, I did a pop-up shop. I want to sell lipsticks. And I was able to sell 20 lipsticks at this pop-up shop at $10. And based off of that, I believe that if I scale, I can do X, Y, and Z. It's a projection. And this is where we go back to being able to pivot. This is a projection. This is not law. But once you start your business, if you're realizing that your projections are not matching up with your actuals, a pivot might be necessary. That is why it's so important to have a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, when will you know it's time to pivot, or how successful you're actually being? In any big business, they have a plan. And Fortune 500 companies, most companies, you can go on their website and see what their strategic plan is. But these are some of the things that are so important to know what the plan is, the importance of having that plan. And again, we want to scale our businesses. We want to be a part of the 25%. I want you to be a part of the 25%. Listen, build for expansion. I am all about, I want everybody to have Fortune 500 companies, if not larger. Like, let's just speak on it. Let's manifest it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. But in order for you to do that, that definitely involves you building and planning ahead of time. Does anybody have any questions so far? Okay, so we're going to keep going. So this brings me to the end of our presentation. And as my thank you for everybody joining in, I'll be doing free initial visioning session for anyone that has joined in for this session, Business Crossing Network, and then additional 20% off of any new services booked with me, which is, I said in the beginning, some of the services that I offer. So if you have a business, this will be something that you can benefit from for as business planning, business launching. If you don't have a business and you just want personal planning, we can do that too. I offer accountability sessions that are always so great, because if you are a person like so many that have so many ideas and just need to help structuring them and staying on target, that's where I come in. So I hope that I answered so many of your questions.
Trenae, we do have a question that was sent to me. So someone mentioned that there's a lot, if you Google business plans, for example, there are several different options. And one of the things that seems to be pretty popular is kind of the one sheet business plan. So in what you showed us, an extensive one. Can you just kind of talk about the difference between the like one sheet one versus the extensive, and why one is better than the other when it comes to really thinking about your business goals?
Yes. So I 100% think that a person can have both. But I think the extensive one is the one that is going to get you business funding. That is the one that is going to expand your business along the years, trying to get you to that 25%. The goal for those that may have come in a little bit later, 25% of businesses make it to year 15. And so the goal is to be in the 25%. And so a one pager is really just an abbreviation of that long extended one. So for instance, if you are sort of like an elevator pitch, like an elevator pitch is not going to be the same thing that you're going to do if you're doing a full-on presentation. But that elevator pitch is still very important and valuable. So I don't think that it should be an either or. I honestly think that it should be both. It's very important to have both, because in some instances, the extended one is going to be needed. And then in some instances where you're just trying to give somebody a quick overview of your business to get your foot in the door, that short one is going to be it. But if you're looking to get business funding and you're looking to get a substantial amount of money, a person is going to want to see a clear, substantial plan that's going to be longer than a page.
That makes a lot of sense. And I know that there were some people that had a little bit of challenges logging in. So if you can just kind of review some of the initial things, as you mentioned, as far as what percentage we want to be in. And for those of you that have just joined, feel free to put your questions in the chat, because we want to make sure that you're getting all the information that you need to be successful for your business. So Trenae, if you could just kind of review that first part as far as, again, why it's so important to have a business plan.
Absolutely. So within the first year of business, 20% of businesses don't make it. 20, which means it's only 80 that's going to make it through. Then you have, after that, 45% of businesses are not going to make it past 5 years. 65% of businesses are not going to make it past 10 years. So with that information and knowledge, 25% of businesses are going to make it to year 15 or more. The goal at year 1 is to make it to year 15, if not more. That is our goal. And because that is our goal, we have to plan and be set up for success. I always say to fail to plan is a plan to fail. So it's going to be very, very important that we have certain things in place that we're prepared. Some of the reasons that businesses are failing are definitely not doing market research, not understanding if the market is too small, poor management, insufficient capital. These are all things that go into the business plan. If you do the market research, if you do that, you're going to know for sure whether or not you're in a right area, if you're picking the right location, if it's time to expand. Because in the beginning, you're going to have target goals that you're going to be meeting. So you're going to know from the beginning, hey, when I make X amount of dollars, I'm going to be ready to expand. When I do this, and you're also going to know for us insufficient capital, how much money you're going to need. It's basic math. Basic math. If you have $1,000 and you want to start a business, spending $800 on your website is not going to be wise for you. If you have $1,000 and you decide that you want to hire a consultant, it may not be time to hire a consultant yet. Some of the things you might need to do on your own to start creating some revenue. Also, developing a plan on what's the most important things. A website is very important because we want to have that internet presence. But you also want to know your pros and cons of understanding when it's time to do your website. Meaning, don't put your website up yet if you don't even have no product yet. You don't even know what product you're selling yet. That's you. So what's going on the website? Because I'm just saying, the person that you get to do your website is going to need to know this information. I see a question: how long is an effective elevator pitch? So in corporate America, what do we say? Elevator pitch. How long does it take to get up on the elevator? 1 to 2 minutes. So in 1 to 2 minutes, you should be able to sell your business. You should be able to tell me why your business is important, why I need to, I see Brittany, please don't come with no content. You need to be able to sell me your business. Why is your business different than the next business? What is going to stand out between your business and the next business? Why should I invest in you? So you have 1 to 2 minutes. Think about it. If you get on floor 1, they going up to the top. That's what I got in my mind. They going to the top. They going to level 15. They going to the big office with the corner lot, with the window overlooking the city. So you got to level 15, floor 15 to give your elevator pitch. So you had to work out those nerves. You're going to have to shake them off. And you have to get started. Hi, I'm Trenae Watson, and I am the CEO and founder of TLW Consulting, where we help individuals work to build their brand. We help to deal with their businesses, whether it's a vision of a business or a personal vision, anything. We help from startups to expanding. I got a little nervous there. See, even I get nervous. But you have to be ready. And then also, one of the things that I do, and I always have to remind myself, I talk fast. I talk extremely fast. So in instances where you're doing an elevator pitch, you want to make sure that the person can take in what you're saying versus blah, 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 blah. So you want to have those key points ready. Who are you? What's your brand? What makes you different from the next? Those are some of the things that you need to be having ready. So that 1 to 2 minute elevator pitch that you have ready would look like that 1-page business plan, as opposed to you get to the 15th floor and he says, okay, let's have lunch to discuss further. That is the full-on business plan. You get what I'm saying? And that's why it's Not an either or. We not in an either or, sis. We in an and season. And I want to go back to the media. Media is so very important, but a plan is important. That's why it's so important. Some of the services that I offer, they start before you get to media, because some of those kinks can get worked out before you go to a person to do your marketing and branding. And if you are, some people, they time you. You're on a time session. And so you could be spending a whole lot of time talking about stuff that should have been discussed beforehand. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so your business is established. You don't have a business plan. Absolutely right. So what? So what? Let's start here. Let's start now. I think when you have a business and you don't have a plan, it's sometimes easier because you can kind of look back. You've already started. So like that market research is sort of kind of been your real life. So you know where you are. But like having those goals in mind, where do you want to go? So like, let's say you've had a business for 5 years. Your business has not actually scaled. You've kind of been doing the same thing for the last 5 years. And you're looking to scale your business. That's your goal. So we would be looking at the market research is actually, instead of projections, that's your actual actuals from the last 5 years or for however long that you've been in business. And a plan will be devised, be created based off of what's already happened. It's never too late to start planning. Like, don't ever feel like, oh, I don't have a plan, so I can't do one now. No, that's crazy. That's ludicrous. Don't feel that way. And the other thing is, don't take it as such a huge project. Don't look at it as, oh my goodness, I have to go create a business plan, as opposed to, I just want to better my business. So like, here are some goals for my business, and I just want to create these goals and put them in writing. That's it. It doesn't have to look so structured. It could literally look like, I just want to have a brick and mortar. How can I do that? Let's make a plan. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Brittany.
Brittany, I don't know if you saw the question in the chat, but someone would like to know, what did you mean when you said don't come with no content for social media?
What I mean by that is, because I'm a website designer, so it means come with your services, your biography, your contact information, any packages you have, any resources, the things that you know that you want to put on your most important platforms, come with that ready. Because if you don't have that ready, that means you have not yet met with Trenae. She has not gotten you together with your business plan, and you really don't know where you're going. So what are you going to offer to your viewer? So that's what that means.
And somebody put images there. Images is so important also. You want to make sure that your image is representing your brand. Like for instance, if you're offering shirts, for instance, everybody likes to wear designer and all of that. But if your brand is one thing, you should have on something that's representing your brand. If in fact you're selling products, something should be on your website with you and your brand, versus you advertising for another brand. Those brands are already on and popping. Let's try to get your brand up and going. And so like, that's going to be very important. Again, another service that I look at, that I deal with my clients, photo shoots, having a professional photo shoot so that your website looks clean. And by the time you get to Brittany, things, hey, I have a real picture, not one taken with my iPhone, but one that's like actually going to make sense. It's going to make your business stand out. And again, knowing your budget, that's something that you're going to do when you wonder things that you do with me, as opposed to what you would do by the time you would get with Brittany. If you do your budget, you know what you can afford. So by the time you go to marketing and branding, you can go with a clear budget versus oh, I want this, and then you get a proposal and you like, wait, I can't afford that. Well, that's why I asked, what was your budget in the beginning? Because guess what? Based off of your budget, you might need to start with social media first versus branching out and starting a website. You might want to start with doing social media posts, getting the word out, start to generate some income, and then do a website.
So I have a couple of a question and something to add. So for those of you that are a part of DMV Business Crossing Network, you'll notice that we have Brittany talk about the website design. She is also a member of Business Crossing Network. And so you do receive various discounts when you work member to member. So keep that in mind. Also, we have a package that we offer with our member, Nelson Richardson of BSoul Photos, who also can provide a very beginning basic package for you to have what you need to get started if you're looking for some professional images. So we wanted to make sure to add that. And the other question, and you kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, Trenae, but for those, a couple of people that are here, they have multiple different businesses that they do. So what would you recommend when it comes to thinking about a business plan when you kind of have, maybe you're a serial entrepreneur, what do you recommend? Do they have several different business plans for each business, or do they somehow merge them together under one business plan?
So that's where I think it's so important to start thinking about your brand and what we are planning for. Meaning, are we specifically planning for one specific business, or are we expanding your brand? And that's where like me and Brittany kind of come in hand, because like if you know what your brand goals are, then that makes it easy. So for instance, if you make cupcakes and you sell dinners, that's in alignment with all like the food industry. But if you do cupcakes and you do food, but then you also want to start doing hair, that might be different. So which business are we pushing more? Is it a brand? So in the brand, how do they tie together? If they don't tie together, what does that look like? So I think organization is just key. Knowing for sure what you want out of this particular business venture, and knowing what goals you want to start to follow right away.
We have bsoulphotos.com showing as one of the members there. So again, just to reiterate, if you're looking for professional images, that is a service that we offer for our premium BCN Business Crossing Network members. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. And does anyone else have any, I know some of you been messaging me directly. Did you have any other questions for Trenae regarding just your business plan? Anything else? Let's see, Leslie, I'm partnering with BCN for a networking event, January 9th, 2022. Yes, so that's awesome. Hopefully we can get Trenae out there as well to share some of her great information just about, again, having that business plan. And I think, Trenae, if you can just, before you wrap up, really emphasize the importance of, because I think the word business plan or the phrase business plan can be very overwhelming and intimidating. People. It does. So just one more time, reiterate the importance of why this is necessary.
I can't stress it enough. I think that having a business plan literally just puts you in position to grow your business. And I always tell people, when you start your business, know your target audience. And I always say, if a person wants to stay small and be like a mom and pop shop, I'm not the person for you. Because like when I work with clients, I'm thinking 5 and 10 years down the line. And so business plans can be what you want them to be. You know, if you're looking just like not really sure if this business is something that you're really going to be interested in. Like for instance, let's say everybody else tells you that you're good at something, but you're not quite sure how good it is, or, you know, you can do it with your eyes closed and you're not necessarily all the way interested in it. You know, thinking 15 years down the line may be a difficult thing to fathom. So doing something like in the next couple of months may be something more your speed. So don't ever feel overwhelmed or intimidated by the plan, rather feeling supported in the plan. Again, we want to plan for expansion. No one wants to still be the same. No one wants to be the same. And if you're surrounded by people that just want to be the same, you got to change your circle. As a business owner, all business owners should be looking to grow their business and scale their business to the next level. All business owners, each and every entrepreneur on here. If you are an entrepreneur on here, you should be looking to expand and scale your business. If you do not have a plan in place to scale your business and expand your business, you need to be contacting me or contacting somebody like me. Like, of course, I'm going to say I'm the best, but who wouldn't? But ultimately, I mean, real life, you should be looking to expand your business. And let me tell you why. In my mind, I feel like I offer an amazing product. I believe that I stand by my product wholeheartedly because I've seen my businesses of my entrepreneurs scale their businesses and grow. And so because of that, I stand confidently saying what I say. And so because of that, I feel like each entrepreneur should feel that way. You should feel confident to sell your product. If you don't, let's talk. Let's figure out how we can get it. You got to expand. You got to look at how you can build a better product, a better business. If not, you're wasting your time. And who wants to waste time? Time is the only thing that we can't get back.
I love it. And Trenae, in addition to helping people get their business plans together, as you all can see, Trenae is like the biggest hype person.
Listen.
Like if you go to her and you're just kind of like, yeah, I have a business, and she will have you literally like, you're the next Oprah or you're the next, whatever the next thing.
If you leave a visioning session with anybody and you don't feel motivated to like call Oprah herself, because like the joke in my family, I'm going to Oprah. I'm going to be on OWN. And when I get there, y'all going to be able to say, she said she was going to, because I'm going to manifest it. Like, yes. It's what's happening. It just hasn't, listen. So I left the message and she hasn't quite called me back yet, but it's going to happen. She's getting around to it. So in the meantime, I'm going to continue to scale these business. So I want to just put this out there because I know some people came late and was not able to get on, but I am offering a special to everybody that joins in tonight. I'm doing the free visioning sessions. They're typically $50, free vision sessions, which will be 30 minutes. And then I'm also offering 20% off of any new bookings, any new book services with me. So again, I offer an array of services from time management, accountability coaching, business planning prep, launching your business, strategic planning. I see Leslie is talking about starting a business and how much to cost that charge. That is strategic planning. I offer that also. That's a plan. It's all comes in. I have an array of services. So if you are interested, definitely I will put my website in the chat for anyone to find me. Again, I always like to major shout out to Brittany and Vini Marketing Solutions for all that she does. I probably get on her nerves because I am not marketing and branding savvy, but I know what I want and what I don't want. Maybe what I don't want more, but I'm always like Brittany and she makes it happen. So if you are trying to figure out a website and all of that kind of stuff, definitely reach out to her. And again, thank you to Business Crossing Network and to Mrs. Harlem, the brand.
And Trenae, also before you sign off, you mentioned Brittany, so you all have an event coming up.
We do.
Yes, talk about your event that's coming up, because that, again, for those that are looking to take things to the next level. I'm excited. I'm signed up. Yes, it is going to be awesome. So either you, Britt, whichever one, y'all talk about this event. And if you have the link available,
Brittany, I need you to get the link because I'm
put that in the chat because y'all
getting it right now.
Get the link, girl, because I can't find it right now. So Brittany and I, funny story, Brittany and I, my mother told me that Brittany was this amazing girl and that I was gonna love her. And I said, well, I'm gonna be the judge of it. And then I had one session with Brittany and I was like, oh, you were right. So like, I told Brittany that she stuck with me and it's just been like, we've been stuck together since. So we are coming together because I had a lot of clients that needed her. She had a lot of clients that needed me. And so from that relationship, we have just literally been sending each other clients. Like she sends me one while I'm working with them and then vice versa. So we decided to do an event. It's like a manifestation event. It's sort of like we wanted to be in person, but with COVID and things like that, we definitely wanted things to be safe for everyone, and we wanted to take into consideration everybody's safety measures and how they feel. So this event is coming up. It's on December the 4th and 5th, and it's a 2-day event. It's a virtual event. We are going to be doing all the strategic planning for your business for the entire year of 2022. If you have a business idea, if you have a plan, if your business has already started, this is where your business plan comes into play. Like doing your vision board, we can turn that into a business plan. Like maybe it won't seem so intimidating if you look at it like a vision board. So that is our goal. We have some amazing speakers that are going to be coming, getting our mind, body, and everything right for the year, just to be amazing entrepreneurs. Brittany, did I leave anything out?
No, we're preparing, planning so that we can execute for the new year. And of course, we always want to start before the year begins. We don't want to wait. So that's why we're having this in the 1st of December instead of waiting until, the end of the year. You get overwhelmed after the holidays and it's so much going on. So we're going to plan ahead of time.
Also keep in mind, it might be some things that you might need to pivot. Like after that initial planning, you might need to get some stuff in play before the year starts. So we wanted to give everybody ample enough time to be prepared to be successful. Remember, to fail to plan is a plan to fail.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. This has been awesome. I see in the chats people talking about how this is really good information. For those of you who are not already following Business Crossing Network, I put the website in there. Definitely be sure to check it out. Find out about our premium membership, which offers a whole bunch of amazing extras and fun things that you can be a part of, including discounts to various events and services. So you definitely want to take a look at that, as well as our Facebook group, which is for all members. Be sure to check that out. And again, we thank you for tuning in. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, or reach out to Trenae if you would like to talk with her more about business planning. And with that, unless there are any more comments, questions, I think that's a wrap. Thank you, Trenae.
You're welcome. I just put my email in there also, yourvision@TrenaeWatson.com, as well as my email address, TrenaeWatson.com. And can we get away from using, I just want to throw this in there, can we get away from businesses using Gmail? And we're gonna elevate this year. We're gonna elevate your business. Your business email should not be at Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo. Come on now, we are looking to elevate. Okay, that's all. That's my last little tidbit.
I love it
so much, Lolita.
I love it. We got great feedback. Once again, thank you so much. I'm hyped, and I know everyone else is just excited to take things to the next level. All right. Well, have a great evening. Night at this point. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.